position, Neo. Good in your position. I want you to take longer, use more space, okay? So straighter after, into that corner, into this corner, and don't barrel race around the cones. Look at the pole and ride straight to the center of the pole. That's already a better turn. Straight and 2-point. Straight, 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 right to the end, and into the corner, and walk a sec. Okay, good. So your hips are good, okay? You're close to the saddle, you've got a good bend in your hip, that's very good. I'd like to see your reins a little bit shorter and your hands lower, okay? So when we bring our shoulders down into 2-point, the hands need to go down as well. We're always trying to keep a straight line between our elbow and the horse's mouth. So when you're sitting up tall, your hands are going to be higher. And then when there's more bend in your hips, your hands need to go lower, okay? So they're going to be below the top of her neck. They're going to be on the sides of her neck, not above. Okay? So take a circle. Get your trot reorganized. And then you can come try that again with the lower hands. So make sure you've got a little feel on both reins, right? That she's not just totally in her la-la land here. She's got to be listening to you. And 2-point, low hands beside her neck. Good. Think of your heels bouncing down. Good, Neo. Much better. So we want to start to develop with you the idea that you have, for the most part, you have contact with her mouth, meaning that you're lightly feeling both sides of her mouth. You've got a straight line through the reins. Okay, there's very good. And then when you've got some light contact there, it's going to help her to stay straight and organized, right? Rather than getting so distracted and looking all around. Blaze, how do you manage to poop that often? I'm going to charge extra for these high pooping lessons, Shane.
Hey, that's very high quality food.
It is. She must be getting fed nice hay. Actually, she's looking good and shiny under that clip, eh?
I know, it's cool. I've never seen her that color.
Steer, 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 Neo. Make sure you don't get distracted. Right? We almost did a big wiggle out of the poles there. But I love your straight line afterwards. Good. Now check your posting diagonal. Feel the contact with her mouth. And we're going to come again and try to keep her as straight as you had after the poles. Try to keep her that straight between the poles now. Any luck? Check your posting diagonal there, Neo. Okay, I'll just do one more with him and I'll come out.
We're over that side, just outside.
Okay.
We're okay.
Shane, I'm just going to have to help load a horse here for a moment. Oh, just circle, Neo. I just want you to do that one more time. And then you're going to have a walk break. I just have to go outside for a few minutes. I love this. What a good straight line, Neo. Stay straight right to the end. Yeah, good correction. Okay, big pat for her and a little walk break. That's a perfect one before your walk break. Super. Straight down the center, straight exit. Okay, now this is a very short exit here, but I don't want her to barrel race around the cone, right? She needs to go straight and then turn. Now lift your hands up here. Bring your lower legs back a little more on her belly. Do you have enough energy? There we go, straight 2 point. Good, bouncing down into your feet. Right leg, make sure she doesn't cut in. Good job, Neo, very good job. Excellent, check your posting diagonal right away though, right? Because you've just been in 2 point. So after the 2 point exercise, you need to check for your posting again. Now I want to see your lower legs back more on her belly so your knees have more bend in them. Very good, Neo. Okay, so let's do a big trot circle, and then you're going to ask her to canter, and we're going to canter up the wall straight, go back to trot, and then do your poles exercise again. So after your canter, we need to make sure she's just as organized as she has been before. Good for you. Nice transition. Looking up, feeling your stirrup under your foot. Okay, ready and trot and start to prepare for the next part. Rhythm, straightness, slow down just a little bit. That's it. Really good. Now get ready and you're going to canter in the corner. This time you're going to keep cantering. Good job. Keep cantering, and where you can, make a circle around that cone at the end. So it's going to be a little bit of a smaller circle. You need to really be organized. Start to look for it. That's okay. Look up and ahead. Get your canter back. Good, and finish your circle around the cone. Look and turn, look and outside leg. Good job, and trot transition, Neo. Okay, big pat for her and a little walk break. She's being a star tonight. Good girl, Blaze. Excellent, so walk on a loose rein across the diagonal. That's her reward for being so well behaved and being such a good listener. Okay, Neo, let's get your trot happening. You're going to circle around the cone, then canter, canter down the long side, back to trot, and up over your trot poles. Yeah. Whoops. Little more energy here. Ready and canter. Good. Good. Stay tall. Little half halt. Don't let her get fast. Oh. Good. Back to trot. Look, look, look. Steady. Good, and sit up and canter. Good for you, Neo. Now keep cantering this time, and you're gonna do a huge circle of canter down at this end, around all those poles and jumps. Really good. Okay, let's trot and walk, and I'm gonna change the exercise. Okay, do you feel ready to do some little jumps? Perfect. She's being very good, girl. So we're gonna start with these just as canter poles to canter over. Okay, and she's been pretty good. She's not quite as spicy as she used to be. So get yourself prepared to pick up the canter, and then whenever you're ready, you can enter the exercise. So big circle here maybe, check your posting diagonal. Make sure those legs are really glued onto her belly. Now she should not be allowed to look that far to the right there, Neo. If you've got contact through both reins, she should be looking straight. Good. Now 2 point. 1, 2, 1. Keep the leg. That's okay. Okay, that's all right. So she tried to make that work. She just kind of lost her mojo there. We'll try that again. The canter was good coming in. When you go to 2 point, you need to make sure your legs are on her belly, that you're not taking the pressure away from her. That's right. Lower leg is on. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. 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 And back to trot. Good. Now take a circle, Neo, and organize your canter again. Did you see the funny haircut I gave her?
Yeah.
I'm so embarrassed. And like, I made sure it was like perfect. Like I had every single hair just right.
Yeah.
And then I just forgot to check both from the back. And I'm like, oh, those are really different.
That's really funny.
Ugh. Leg, 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 leg. Keep the leg glued on. Perfect. Good job. And I like how straight your exit was there, Neo. Okay, let's give her a short walk break just while you change direction. And then we'll do the same exercise off the right, trying to have exactly that canter. That's perfect. Right? And there, if I made them into little jumps, she would just be popping over, right? Okay, Neo, so the right way, sometimes she's a little bit funny picking up the canter. The really good news, Shane, this week is on 2 separate occasions with 2 different students, she's landed on her right lead off the jumps, like coming down this line and landing on the right lead, and both times I was like, yay! So she's starting to get more ambidextrous. Yeah. Okay, Neo, so go ahead, get your reins short enough that you've got some good contact, trot her forward, pick up your canter either at the end or on a circle, and then remember to keep those legs glued on in your 2 point. Wonderful. Good job. Good job. Okay, and trot a second and walk. Now she did something interesting there that I just wanted to talk to you about to make sure that you and I can sort of talk the same language when it comes to horses. Did you feel here, Neo, when she had a little spook, her hind legs got mixed up. So her canter, instead of her legs following where the inside hind and the front, where the inside hind and the inside front are both going forward at the same time, all of a sudden she had the inside one going forward and the opposite hind leg going forward. So she was kind of in two different parts. So it felt almost like she had blown a tire for a few steps, and then as she got ready to make the turn here, she just fixed it, okay? So by the time you were turning, she was fully on the correct lead again. So if your horse is cantering with all her parts organized and lined up, right? That's just called a true canter if she's on the correct lead. If she's correct on one half and wrong on the other half, it's called disunited. Okay, so she was disunited there for a few strides, and then she fixed it and was on true canter through the turn. Okay, just something for you to know. Just keep walking. Okay, kiddo. So we're gonna do our same thing, cantering over just like you did when they were pulls. Now they're just little jumps, right? So your 2-point is really important now. And not only being in 2-point, but go to 2-point for a sec. Okay, now I'm gonna try to pull you. Don't let me pull you. Heels down, heels down, heels down. There you go. Okay, so just making sure that if you lose your balance, these muscles grip in, your heels are down to anchor you, okay, so that you don't get pulled forward. Okay? All right, let's do that off the right. No, same way you just did. And we're just gonna canter in and canter out, just like you did over your line of pulls. Okay, so really making sure you've got a straight horse, you're looking up, and your legs are glued on. Good. Now looking up, steady. Good job. Sit up, sit up. Good job, Neo. Okay, walk and give her a little pat. Good, well done. So she jumped a little bit big over the first one and a little bit short over the second one. Okay, so you feel some differences in how she jumped there. If she jumps big like that and you lose your balance a little bit, remember, just push your heels down and stretch yourself back up right away, okay? So that you can be ready for your next jump. Okay, so let's come off the left now. How's it going over there?
I just left them alone.
Okay. Good job, Neo. That was lovely. Big pat for her. What a nice canter she jumped out of that time, right? So both jumps were nice and even. Now here you just need to glue your legs on a little more so that when she jumps, it doesn't swish you away. Okay? Good for you. Catch your breath for a minute. I'll be right back. I need to see if that horse is getting on the trailer. Is it a little bit, did it make you nervous? The first one? And then you kind of liked it after that? Okay, cool. Awesome. So let's do now, we're going to do the same 2 jumps coming this way. And then you're going to come around and trot over this next jump, which I'm going to change a little bit. So you're going to trot over it, And then land, sit back up tall, and ask her to trot, walk, and halt, okay? So you'll probably be halting just before the door. But if you can get the halt done earlier, if you can get her to halt gently now, that would be awesome. Okay, so you're gonna land, sit up, trot, walk, halt, straight, okay? So I'm gonna change this one a little bit so it's nicer to trot into. So now we've got the nice canter line, then you're going back to trot. You might need to make a circle to get your trot organized, that's just fine. And then into the corner, and then over this trot jump. So this is a pretty short approach, right? So you need to make sure that you're lining up straight with this jump, or else it's going to be a lot harder than it should be. Okay. So, you know your course? Perfect. Okay, so canter, canter, back to trot, circle if you need to, and then straight in over this one, and you're halting before the letter B. All right, let's see how it's done here. Steady, look up, heels down. Okay, that's all right. So Neil, let's start from the beginning again. Because I think one of the problems is that you asked for the canter pretty late, right? You were almost on the turn to your jump when she got the canter. We want her to already have the canter by at least the corner, so that you've got some time to make sure it's the right canter. And then I think you'll get a nicer jump here, and then you'll feel calmer and straighter in the line. Okay, so you won't need your brakes so much in the line. So again, even if you need to circle, you can circle, pick up your canter, and then you have time to organize your canter before that first jump. Okay, so if we like the line this time, then you're going to keep going and do the third jump as well. Okay, but first things first. So make sure you have a plan, you're looking up, getting prepared. Stay tall and balanced. Good, now nice and straight. Easy. Whoa. Good job, Neo. Now trot, circle if you want to. Steady, I would circle. Circle and get your trot a little organized. Oh, all right. And trot, walk, halt. Don't let her pull the reins away. Oh no! What happened to your reins? Okay. Turn right. We're going to do this one again. It was really good. She went back to trot, back to walk really nicely, and then into the walk. She started to pull your reins away, and then as soon as you stopped, she yanked the reins away. Absolutely not allowed. Tighten your tummy muscles. Hold those reins. Kick her in the guts if you need to. Do not let her take your reins away. Okay, it's very important that you're very strict with her about that one thing, okay? So Neil, get yourself turned around so that you can, the same way Crystal's riding, so that you can come around and trot that jump again. That's okay, so stay down here on the big circle. We're just starting with this jump now, okay? We want to do just that jump again to make sure that this time she doesn't pull your reins away. Hands up, make sure that you're not leaning on her neck. Hands up and even. Good, make sure you like your trot, working trot. That's it, looking, riding straight, both legs glued on. And halt. Hold on to those reins, tighten your abs, and walk forward. Legs, yeah. Good, and now lengthen your reins and give her a pat. So that she knows when she's obedient like that, you're gonna give her a break, right? But she's not allowed to just demand it's break time, right? That's a little too bossy of her to just say, you know what, I'm done, I'm taking the reins and having a break, right? That's just not allowed. Okay, very well done. So with our trot fence, let's talk about the timing of the trot fence a little bit. Because even though she's being good about going right back into the halt, she's not jumping all that well, because I think she's anticipating you putting the brakes on, and maybe she needs to have a little bit more release, a little more freedom with the reins over the jump. So let's talk about that here. So when you're trotting in, Neo, you need to have a good, strong trot, right? Marching trot. When you get to this pole, your hands are gonna slide forward, your hips are gonna bend so that you're in your 2-point position, okay? And then the leg is actually strongest between the pole and the jump, okay? We want your hands to be forward in your 2-point position now so that she's got room to jump her jump without thinking you're gonna pull on her mouth. So let's come do this one again, thinking of that, okay? Thinking of trotting in at the pole, you're going into your 2-point and keeping a strong leg, squeezing her between the pole and the jump with your leg. Little more energy now, Neo. Shorten your reins a little bit. Good. Energy first. Now 2-point. Yes, now we're talking. Hold on to those reins and walk forward and give her a pat. Good. Awesome. Okay, kiddo, give her a real walk break with long reins. And then we're going to change our course a little bit. You're doing really well. This is great. We're able to do a lot of jumping today. Okay, Neo, just come into the center for a second. We're going to do a longer course. So I want you to come in and make sure that you and I know the course together. Okay, so this time you're going to start on the left, going this way, cantering up the line. Okay, then you're going to go back to trot and trot the brown one in the middle that you haven't jumped yet. And you're doing that one just straight to the wall, okay? Then you're going to go back to trot before the wall, because you will probably land and canter away, right? Back to trot, trot through the ends, trot over this one, and now you're going to keep cantering and canter over the brown one. Okay, now just come with me for a sec. I want to make sure that you're going to ride this like this, staying out. Okay, and then see the other standards? You're going to wait to turn until the standards in front of us and the ones behind until they line up. Okay, so that once you can see all 4 standards like this, then you're going to be going straight. Okay, so you're not going to jump your jump if the standards are off each other like that. Make sense? So left rein, canter up the line, go back to trot, trot the brown one, back to trot, trot the white one, canter the brown one straight. Okay? Why don't we finish with a trot circle up at that end? So think about your rein length and your contact. Then make sure you've got enough energy in your horse. That's right. Okay. Oh, he just didn't want to run into you because you had halted on the race. Oh, okay. Oh, no worries. So big circle to pick up your canter. He's just doing the quarter line first.
Yeah.
And then it's basically both diagonals, but he's doing the bending line to finish. Thank you. Good. Now make sure those legs are glued on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Straight, 2, straight, 2, straight, 2, leg. Good job, Neo. Now back to trot, looking up. Slow her down a little bit. Legs are glued on her belly. And leg. Good job. Trot transition. Now use your 2 corners, Neo. Good. And remember, after your trot fence now, you're going to keep cantering to the brown one. Good. Looking up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Awesome job, Neo. Woohoo! Good for you, kiddo. Okay, finish with your trot circle. And then let's do our last 3 jumps again, okay? So you're going to keep trotting and trot this one, your next one, and your last canter jump, and finish with your trot circle again. Good. Looking up. Excellent. Trot, trot, trot before the wall. Now organize your trot. Steady, looking at your jump. Great approach, Neo. What a lovely course. Now finish with your trot circle. Keep trotting, she's not done yet. Okay, and a big pat for her, and she's all done. Neo, I am so happy about that. That was awesome. Do you know that I have riders who've been riding for years who cannot do a bending line like you just did? Okay? Like who've been jumping for years. That was awesome. You had a straight approach to your first one. You landed, you stayed straight, you curved, and then you got straight here. That's exactly what we want. That's perfect. So that's called a bending line when you've got one jump here and one jump over here, right? And you've got a curve in between. What a good girl, sweetie. I'm going to undo her flash as a little reward for her right away. Good girl. I'm just looking. Your noseband is actually over your cheek piece here. So that was a bit of a mistake, but even with that, she was excellent. Okay, so when you do this, you need to make sure you tuck it underneath first. Okay. Awesome, Neo. So give her a few minutes of walking, and then she can go get brushed and put away, okay? Make sure you brush her legs really well and brush the dirt off the back of her ankles really well. Okay, down where her heels are, because that's a spot where horses get mud fever. We need to try to keep them as clean and dry as possible. Brush like flies out of your hair.
It's weird looking down and seeing a different color.
I know. That's what Shane was saying. He's like, I've never seen Blaze this color before. I clipped Linus yesterday too.
She got the uneven trick.
Yeah, well no, she got the show clip. So she's naked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's really funny about his ears, so I couldn't get all the way up here. So his lines aren't quite as nice as Blaze's. It's all jagged around his throat and, oh well, I tried. And I didn't want to like go woo and take his mane out, right? Because he's like twitchy. That was awesome, Shane. So proud of Neo.
Yeah, I've been telling you, don't underestimate him.
Whew.
If you set the bar high, he'll go to
That's
the bar.
awesome. Well, he set the bar high tonight, so now we got to keep going. Right? You got me all fired up. Now you're jumping courses. That's awesome.